What's up, everyone? This is Mayan Gordon. We are here live at 5 on Friday. What a beautiful day it was today. In Spokane, here it was a nice 80 degrees, perfect weather. Next week, it's going to be 98 to 100 for pretty much the whole week. So I am super grateful for the cool weather today. You guys know what to do. If you're watching, comment where in the world are you watching from, and what is one thing that you're grateful for today. Now, today I'm here to share with you guys one guaranteed way that you can completely change your entire circumstances, your entire life in a single year. A year is a lot longer than most of us feel like it is. And the way to do that is by literally every day thinking about what is one very small thing that I can improve on or change or add that is going to make me more productive, make me happier. It could be a mental process, or just improve you or your life in any way. It does not have to be, I've heard this 1% rule, try and change your life 1%. You guys, it can be so much smaller than that. It could be literally adding one task to your task board. It could be doing one thing that you normally don't do that you know benefits you. Just one thing every day. And after 365 days, you've implemented an incredible number of changes and an incredible number of positive benefits into your own life that I can guarantee you guys is going to pay out in a huge way. So that is really my kind of short piece of advice today. I'm going to keep it pretty short for you guys today. Now we're going to get into just a little bit of trading cards. I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of what my story is right now in the making. I have been trading my whole life. I probably got into trading. The first memories I can have of trading were I got these Hot Wheels cars as a reward when I would go to a special Torah study class. We studied this scholar called Ravi. And Ravi, I think I'm remembering that right. This was like third grade. This was third grade when I went to Seattle Hebrew Academy. Oh, no, actually, in third grade, I hadn't gone to Seattle Hebrew Academy yet. This was when I was going to the Jewish school that was in the basement of my synagogue. There were only 2 classes in this entire school. We had 2 teachers. We had a secular studies teacher and a Judaic studies teacher. But after synagogue, after church, for those of you who don't know what synagogue is, synagogue's like Jewish church. I would go to a special class for kids who wanted to be even smarter and get ahead in their Judaic studies. And we would study this rabbi called Ravi. And he basically had all these different books on his interpretations of the Bible, of the Torah. And the rabbi would ask us different questions. What do you think he means by this? Because the language is really different. I mean, they spoke very differently back in, I can't remember the exact dates, something like, 1000 BCE, really a long time ago when these scholars were writing their interpretations of the Bible, of the Torah. And so it's very ambiguous in certain areas. There's really a lot of room for interpretation. And when you would have a good idea or know the answer to a question, sometimes you would get a Hot Wheels car. And I thought these were really cool. I would get these Hot Wheels cars and then I would trade them, or sometimes I'd sell them. But more often I would trade them for candy. I was not allowed to really have candy at all. My parents wouldn't let me buy candy with my own money. I wasn't allowed to have candy. I was allowed to have like organic candy fruits, things like that. And so that's kind of my earliest memories of really doing any amount of trading. But throughout my whole life, I've been doing a lot of different trades, barter of services, barter of products, and I'm starting to officially get really back into it now. I've decided to really set up a flip business. I have a ton of Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and DC versus Marvel cards that I've gotten. In my mind, I got them for free, but how I got them is I traded glass artwork for them. So like pendants, dabbers, and carb caps, if you guys know what those are. And I have the pretty massive kind of collection right now. 1,500 base Pokemon cards, probably 200 to 300 holographic, more expensive cards, some good 1,500 to 2,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and probably another 500 Magic the Gathering cards. So I'm starting to go through and catalog all of these in my Google spreadsheets. I'm writing down, the name, the year, the type of card, because a lot of them have numbers, all the different things that I can. And then I'm looking them up. If you're curious about where to find card prices, trollandtoad.com is a really reliable source for finding out collectible card pricing and information. So I'm starting to catalog everything. day one, today is day one of when I decided, you know what? I'm going to make this an official side hustle business. I'm really going to make money with it, invest back into the business, but not take any of the money out. And this is actually the first time in my life where I've had the ability to do that, to grow something completely outside of my main businesses where I really don't need to take any of the money out to use in my personal life, which is very exciting. When you can invest in a business and grow a business that you don't have to take anything from and you can completely reinvest into and grow and just build up the savings within that, it can be a lot more successful than when you need to take that money out for bills. So I set up a new bank account for it where I'm going to keep all that money separate from the rest of my money. And I even made my first card sale today. I was able to sell a holographic Charizard, which was not in the best condition, for $100 cash. Not bad on day one. So here I'm just going to quickly show you guys a couple cards I have available. If you guys are into cards, if you're trying to buy into Pokemon cards, you've heard Gary Vee talking about how big they're coming up right now, and they are increasing a value a ton. Before the end of the year, a lot of the cards will have doubled or tripled in value. And next year, you guys, is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. I can only imagine that there's going to be some big promotions. There's going to be a lot of hype around it that Pokemon, the company, is creating that is going to drive card values up. So I got a little Magikarp holographic here. We got a Gothorita. I love that because she's a goth. Gothorita. We got, and these are all holographics right here. We got a Dusknoir. We got a Tauros. We got a Nidoran. So, and it's also become very apparent to me why I love Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Magic the Gathering, and why I just cannot get myself to look up baseball card values. And it is purely the artwork. I am just such an artist in my soul. I love looking at these. I could just stare at them. Like, legitimately, I could just stare at them probably for hours and look at them. And so for me to look up the pricing and find out information about them, I really, really do enjoy it. And then I also I have another set of these cards, which I'm looking up, and they're like worth about $10 each. These Marvel versus DC cards. These are some holographic. These are all first edition cards. So we got a Charles Xavier Professor X one right here. We got a Dr. Octopus. If you guys are into Marvel DC comic books like I was growing up, I had a huge collection. When we moved around, I had to sell it because boy, do comic books take up a lot of space. Very hard to move, and we moved into kind of a very small area at one point. We got a Mutant Supremacy. We got Signal Flare from the Fantastic Four. We got the Hulk. We got Mr. Fantastic. If you got Hulk, you got to have She-Hulk, right? We got Scarecrow. And again, these are all holographic first editions, which is pretty much the best kind of card you can get for this series. This series is made by Upper Deck, believe it or not, a company that usually makes sports cards. We got Connor Kent, Superboy. Not Clark Kent, Connor Kent. That's right. We got the Wild Sentinel. We got Longshot. I've got probably another 50 to 60 of those cards. So if you guys are interested in getting into cards, feel free to hit me up. I will definitely hook you up with some great deals. Also, I don't know a whole lot yet. I'm just diving into it, but I know a good enough amount to teach anyone who's just starting out. What is up, Michael? Great to see you. He says, used to collect Garbage Pail Kid cards. Yeah, those can be worth, if you have some good condition ones, those can be worth a lot of money. Purple Lotus Magic card. Yeah, in every one of these categories of cards, there are a couple cards now that are worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's getting crazy, you guys. When I think probably 10 years ago, maybe $1,000 for the most expensive cards. So the pricing has gone up so much, and they're really something fun to invest into that is, in my opinion, much less risky, honestly, than, let's say, stocks. It has a much higher potential to double, triple in a short amount of time. So definitely, if you guys are interested in getting into that flip game, feel free to hit me up. I hope you guys have an amazing night, and be sure to be grateful for all of the wonderful things in your life. Focus on those amazing things, and I promise that more good things will come.